What's up, everybody? Welcome to Heartfelt Chats with Gif Malinga. Man, it has been a very long time thinking and considering and counseling and planning that I'm gonna do this, but I'm not gonna do this. It had happening for quite some time, but I'm finally glad that we've come here. We are deciding to go with it. This is going to be a very unstructured first episode, which we're going to give you today. My name is Gif Malinga, and I'm your host for this podcast. And I'm hopeful that you're going to enjoy this journey that which we are embarking on, this journey that we're deciding to take together. Hopefully, I get to explain a bit more about why should you stay and why should you be here specifically. And I think generally looking at the very subject of the podcast itself, which basically speaks about heartfelt chats, it's that I'm creating a space where I am allowing us to really speak about matters which we generally think about and we consider them a lot in our own private spaces, but we barely really converse about them. And sometimes when we come into spaces with people who share different ideas, we tend to dull the very thoughts and the emotions and the feelings and all these things that we generally have about ourselves and the view we have of who we are. And I want us to unpack these matters specifically. We are going to be talking a lot about everything that has to do with the development of an individual, whether it is about faith, whether it is about your journey of faith, about your journey of your mental health, whether it is about academia, choosing what field you're going into, how all of these things really contribute to who you become on a daily basis. I'm a big lover of subjects that have to do with childhood traumas and generally every kind of trauma that we generally go through and how these things tend to shape our thinking patterns as well. I want us to explore these things and really talk about them and just generally go through conversations that help us really understand and unpack all this stuff. So really today I'm hopeful that we really talk about generally everything. That's generally we are going to be talking about, and I'm going to give you some pretty good examples as well for this part rather of our conversations, at least to just give you a bit of summarizations of everything that which you're going to touch on, everything we're going to talk about. Like I said, this is me taking up that leap to say that gift, you've been talking about it, you've been planning it, just do it, and release that thing, and then you will just see how we build up then from them. But the concept has already been alive for so long in my mind and in my heart, so much. And when you really think about something for so long, that you tend to generally overthink it too much, and then I'm not even doing anything about it. So what I really want us to touch on is generally everything that has to do with the subject of heartfelt chats and what do we actually mean about that. So thank you so much for joining in and for sitting with us. I'm hopeful that in our upcoming episodes from here on forth, I'll be speaking a bit more on the subjects that which we really want to be talk about. And the biggest subject, I think, just to give you a snapshot of what our first episode is going to be about, we'll be talking about experiential defense and what that looks like, but we'll touch a bit more as well in explaining what you should expect from here going forward. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are hopeful that we are going to see you in our next episode. For me, your host, Gif Madinga. Bye bye.